from the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is Wish TV's Behind the Eight.
What's on the program for this fine day?
McKinzie Roth takes you behind the scenes at News 8.
It sounds like a great program.
It is amazing.
Now, here's Wish TV's entertainment insider, McKinzie Roth.
Hello. Let me just start off this podcast by saying your hair looks fantastic. What's going on? I am McKinzie Roth, entertainment insider for Wish TV. Welcome to Behind the Eight, episode 4. It happens to be Memorial Day weekend. We are kicking it off, which it feels strange because usually, of course, we would be out at the track for the Indy 500. We would be gearing up. Today would be carb day, but now that's going to be happening in August. So why don't I dive right in? It was really fantastic. Our sports department, top notch. They did an incredible special about the coronavirus pandemic, the impact on the Indy 500, now that it's going to be in August, and it was just exceptional. So kudos to everyone. Hardest working sports department, led by my good friend, Anthony Calhoun, AC. And AC is actually going to be a guest on this podcast coming up in an episode or two. So stay tuned for that. It was really cool. I got to have a few minutes and I talked about the new schedule of things. Of course, everyone's talking about the weather. Yes, it's probably going to be hot and sticky in August, but that is all good. Again, though, who knows? It is Indiana, so it could be cold, it could be hot. We've all experienced all kinds of things during the race. It'll be really different, though, in August. I'm looking forward to it. I, of course, as your entertainment insider, will be taking you on the red carpet behind the scenes of all the hottest events. Some of the names, seriously, that they've been throwing around that will come to town, incredible. I am so excited. I myself may be starstruck, but you're going to have a front row seat along with me. So we're going to be at everything, as you can imagine. I would say the thing I'm most excited about, of course, besides the big race day, would be Off the Grid. So this is happening Friday, August 21st. I will be front and center on the red carpet. This is when all the celebrities, athletes, models, A-listers, they all come and they're going to talk to us. And we will be right there on the red carpet. I can't wait. I already have my gown. I'm going to be honest. I already have a few gowns. But really cool as your entertainment insider. I get to take you behind the scenes. And of course, we'll be doing lots of other events for Carb Day and Legends Day and of course, the big race day and the parade. I can't wait. It seems so close, yet kind of far away since it's May and that's August. But hey, we have a Memorial Day to look forward to. Things are lifting. I'm really excited. I might go out to a lake this weekend, weather permitting. We shall see. And have a little time in a boat. I feel very pale, so I would love if we could get a little sunshine. That would be absolutely amazing. So here in Behind the Eight, we like to take you behind the scenes, let you know what's going on in the newsroom. We are implementing the staff coming back into the newsroom. I, right now, once again, am at my place, still broadcasting from home. I'll be going back to the station next week. Most everyone, I believe, will be there by June 1st. So everyone's kind of coming back in stages. It's going to be really exciting. Like I said, I've said in the past, I'm going to miss wearing yoga pants every day and not wearing shoes, but I guess that's the way of the world. I got to get back to it. I'm looking forward to it, though. We are so excited because our very own Brooke Martin, she had her very last day before maternity leave. So I believe Wednesday, she is welcoming a baby girl into the world, and we're so excited. She chose a gorgeous name, Marlo, and she posted up on her social media the meaning behind it, why she chose that. But we're going to miss Brooke, of course, but we're so excited for her addition to her family. And then she'll be back joining us in August, probably right about race time. So it's going to be perfect. But I'm already shopping for baby Marlo because my sister also, they're exactly, she may pop at any minute this weekend, but I believe she'll be having her baby this weekend too. So and it's a girl. So lots of little princesses coming into the world. It's so exciting. Okay, so someone who's really been impacted by the pandemic and the new routine. Everything's opening up, but it's going to be totally different. Think about like the first time you go back to the gym. How weird is that going to be? I've been thinking about that. I've really kind of been doing home workouts or running outside and just thinking like everyday stuff. I did venture out and I got a mani-pedi, and my nails, they needed help. It was like, just to say, just the basic things we're used to doing was definitely different. Everyone, which was great, was in masks, everyone wearing masks. I wore gloves, of course, when they did my nails. I had to take those off. But there was plexiglass between the nail technician and myself, and she had a face shield, and there were only like 3 people in there. So it was like, wow, this is so different. But I'm okay. I'm acclimated. I can get used to this. So you know what? We're just riding the wave, and as we get back to some sense of normalcy, just flow with it. Don't be frustrated. Just find a way. Hey, you know who's done a fantastic job of that is our Randall Newsome. Now, Randall, he is the Energizer Bunny. Randall is out and about 24/7, and this has really changed the way he's had to work, of course, interacting with the public, covering stories and the community. So right now, we are going to check in with our very own Randall Newsome. Hey, Randall, how's it going?
Hey to you, McKinzie, and hey to everybody out there in Central Indiana listening to us. My name is Randall Newsome. I am the live reporter on your show, All Indiana, that airs 4 o'clock on Wish TV, Monday through Friday. Our goal is to bring you the positive news, the great things that are happening, good people doing good things for others. That is what our show is all about. And it is my pleasure to be the guy out there in the streets, man on the street, hunting for you guys, finding those stories to get you to smile, get you to laugh, get you to have some fun, and think about some great things that are happening in the neighborhood near you. So I want to get into a couple of things. First, of course, we got to talk about COVID-19, the crisis, the pandemic, everything that's been happening with it. First of all, my prayers go out to your families. Anybody who's been affected, I know at this point, everyone knows somebody who's been affected by this virus. My own uncle was affected, and it was tough to watch him kind of go through that battle. He's good now, and I hope a lot of you have stories just like that where you can share a success story. I know everybody's story is not like that, and my thoughts and my prayers are with those who lost loved ones because of this pandemic. So I am thinking about you guys. I'm really hoping that all you guys are staying safe and doing what you can to keep your loved ones safe as well. COVID-19 obviously brings a lot of heavy things, brings a lot of heavy news that we've all had to listen to, had to watch, and had to kind of stay and pay close attention to, unfortunately, because we need to know these updates every day. But on that note, COVID-19 has also done something kind of cool. It's brought so many people together for good causes. It's brought so many people together to help others. And I like that about sometimes these urgent situations, is that it kind of shows us who we really are. Hoosiers helping Hoosiers is real, and I've gotten to see that up close thanks to this role I have with the show. And it's so good to see that there's so many good people, so many good people who are willing to sacrifice their time, resources, and anything they can do to help someone else make sure that they don't miss a meal, make sure that they have a place to stay, make sure that if they lost jobs, that they have places they can go to get help. And that's what I've been privy to. I've been on the front row to see some of those good things up close and personal. I've been at the Gleaners Food Bank, where if you're in Indiana, you're definitely probably familiar with them. If you're not, go check their website out and what they've been able to do in this community and communities all across the state. I've gotten to see what they've been able to do and the organizations that have backed them up in a time like this. Obviously, their need is heavier than it's been over the years, and they've been able to get organizations to help them feed thousands of people across the state. Also, a shout out to the Midwest Food Bank. I recently did a couple of stories with them. They were actually in Lucas Oil Stadium with the Salvation Army and packed out that place to pack thousands of meals to feed people across the state. And it was a pleasure to watch so many people hard at work. And it wasn't just them. It was civilian people that volunteered to help the Salvation Army pack up all these meals. And it was so great. It was a sight to see from a distance to watch them work and watch them so passionately get these meals ready for people who need them the most. And so stories like that, that's what make you want to get up and say, you know what? This thing may be bogging us down, this COVID-19 virus, but we're going to get through it together. And to show so many people that are doing that up close, and you get to see it, and you get to see what they've been able to accomplish just in this short time. You know, this thing's been on us for a few months, but there's really some good things that have come out of it. You've seen so many people come together, and we've had so many different organizations that have put their heads together to really think about solutions, because we don't know how long this thing is going to go. But in the meantime, we're going to help each other get through this thing, guys. So I just want to encourage you that if you're out there and you're struggling with this thing, whether it be just watching it on the news or you had a family member that's been impacted. I know I've talked to a couple of people who I've done stories with who have family members who are now affected. So I just want to send my prayers out to you guys really quick and say that I am thinking about you, and I hope that you come out of this thing okay. Well, on a lighter note, we got to talk about some other cool things that I've been working on recently that because of COVID-19 has brought out some of these cool stories. So I got to tell you about this teacher. Her name is Miss Shelly Kennedy. Shout out to Pike Township. Pike Proud. I heard about you guys and the pride that you guys have because of this story. Eastbrook Elementary is where she teaches. She teaches first grade. And for 23 years, she has had this tradition. This tradition was that she would have May, the month of May, full of events, end of the year activities for her kids. She's done this, guys, for 23 years straight. She's on a little bit of a streak, but that streak was in jeopardy this year. Because of COVID-19, her kids couldn't gather. She couldn't be with them. She couldn't see them. So what she did was she had those events on Zoom. So that was pretty much how everybody's been doing things, right? We've all been on Zoom calls and things like that. If you're working from home, you're very familiar by now with Zoom. But Miss Shelly Kennedy, she decided that she wasn't going to let her first graders go without trying to do something in person, at least, you know, with the social distance, trying to get as close as they possibly could. So she had an ice cream party. That was the end of the year. That was the finale, the thing that they all look forward to, and she didn't want them to miss out. So what she did was she organized a drive-through ice cream party at McDonald's on West 71st Street. And she had her entire class come up with their parents in their cars so they could stay safely apart. And she ordered them all their favorite flavors of ice cream, brought it to each car door, and celebrated with them right there in the parking lot for their end of the year before saying goodbye for the last time. Guys, I got to say, if you haven't seen that story, you have to check it out. It is so amazing. There's so many quotes from those first graders that will make you smile, make you laugh. I got to think of one. Let me think of a couple really quick. Okay, so Kinley, one of the little girls in the story, she claims that Miss Shelly Kennedy, because of what she's been able to do and the impact she's had on her, she says, she's the best teacher I've ever had in my entire life. And at this point, how many teachers could she have possibly had? But that's how she felt. It was just so amazing to talk to those kids in their moment. And those kids are so honest and they're so awesomely authentic. It's so amazing to see what they're able to say in the moment when that microphone's in their face. Of course, the parents were so appreciative of being able to see their kids happy, to see them around their friends again and see them celebrating and with the smiles on their faces. And for a moment, just not thinking about COVID-19, just thinking about all the things that you can do that don't have to do with COVID-19 or ways to get around it and still celebrate life. And we got to talk about my guy, Carter. Carter, first grade. His name is Carter Outlaw, okay? He was one of my interviewees, and I had a pop quiz for him. I said, hey, man, you got to tell me about this ice cream. And he just giggles. He's like, it's just chocolate ice cream, man. So it was just so cool to have that moment with them. And I love anybody that knows me. I love talking to kids as a part of our show. They make some of these stories really come to life. They really make you think about some things that really shouldn't matter to you. A kid will really let you know what really matters in some of these really cool moments. And just they stop you dead in your tracks and remind you how precious life is and how much we should really be enjoying what we're doing, guys. And I get the pleasure to share stories like that one every day. Shout out to Miss Shelley Kennedy and her first grade class at Eastbrook Elementary in Pike Township. It was a pleasure meeting with you guys, and I can't wait to hear more stories coming from out that way and more stories from you guys from out there in Central Indiana. Okay, so let's get into another thing that I have going on, a new project called The Great Comeback, okay? So this segment, it's about a 90-second segment. We go out and we find local businesses, local restaurants who are trying to make a comeback from this COVID-19 crisis or who are just trying to survive. They need that support from their local communities to be able to make it to the end of this thing, okay? So they're not like the big chains. They're not like those big corporations who can really afford to keep going without pause. Of course, it's affected everybody, big and small, but those small businesses have really been hit so hard. So I've had the pleasure to be able to go out to them and tell people, hey, come support them, reminding them of where they are in the city or in the state and saying, hey, these people need your support and come support them. Come show and give them your business so that they can make it throughout this pandemic so we can all see the end of this thing. Some businesses have closed, guys. Some of them won't make it. And so any ones that we can find that you guys can think of, nominate, please. That's the main thing about this is that I want the community, the people to nominate their favorite places, whether it's a restaurant where you get your favorite meal or it's a business where you get your favorite clothes or your favorite materials. Supporting local is what this is all about. So we want that local support. We want you guys to support these people who are really just trying to make it. They're your neighbors. They're the people who get up every day trying to make this thing work. And COVID-19 has made that very hard. So we're getting out there. We're having so much fun doing it. I got to make sure that I don't gain any weight. I've been gaining a little bit, guys, because I've been eating a little bit of too much of this good food. So I'm going to have to scale back a little bit. But in the meantime, I want you guys to make it hard on me. Make it hard on me. Send me to these great spots and tempt me to eat some of this great food and visit some of these local businesses who need a boost, because that's what we're all about, supporting local and giving our community a boost. That's what we want to do with this great comeback segment. And I got to tell you guys, there's been some places that are sticking out. Michael's Soul Kitchen, those guys downtown. Man, soul food, that's a good way to reel me in. Soul food right there. But hey, one thing about me, McKinzie knows this, I don't discriminate, okay? I'll try a little bit of anything, okay? So I've been to a Japanese restaurant. I've been to pizza spots to try some Italian. I'm an open book, guys, so I really want to see your nominations. I really want to see you guys help us support some of these local businesses throughout the state. Some of them I might not have heard of. Some of them I may have heard of, but I might need to a reminder, a refresher to make sure that everybody's getting covered in this time, because we're going to do this thing until the pandemic is over. So support local. Support the Great Comeback, guys. It's a great project. It's a great thing we have going on. Support All Indiana, our show at 4 o'clock. If you guys want to see the positive news, send us your ideas. Send us, even if you don't think it's a big idea, if you don't think it's a big thing, let me be the judge. Go ahead and send me your ideas, and we can flesh through those things together. Everybody knows I'm an open book. I answer my phone, email, everything. So, guys, I want to tell you, be blessed. I want to share with you that I hope that your families are good. I want you guys to keep listening to this podcast, keep listening to listening for All Indiana, listening for Wish TV and everything that we're doing with the community throughout the state of Indiana. And McKinzie, I think I've said enough. I'm gonna send it back to you.
Randall, you are the man. Thanks so much for being our guest today. This has been Behind the Eight. I'm McKinzie Roth, your entertainment insider at Wish TV. Big shout out, props to the All Indiana Podcast Network. Next week, I'll be back in the pristine studio. It'll be much better than my closet. Looking forward to that. Make sure and tune in. I will have a very special guest. I'm not going to tell you who, though. You got to check it out. Of course, catch us on Wish TV. Check out all the latest 24/7 at wishtv.com. And as always, find us on Facebook when you search Wish TV. Have yourself a fantastic, nice, long, safe, healthy, relaxing Memorial Day weekend. I'll see you next time.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com. All Indiana Podcast Podcast Network.